Welcome to the Heartbeat for Hire podcast. I'm your host, Lyndsay Dowd. My goal is to help train leaders and sales organizations how to manage and deliver results with empathy, compassion, and kindness. Let's get started. Attention, visionary leaders. Are you ready to elevate your leadership style and create an exceptional workplace that stands out from the crowd? I'm here to introduce you to a game-changing resource that will transform the way you lead and shape your company culture. It's time to embrace the power of top-down culture. This practical guide empowers your leadership for lasting success, helping you create a workplace where everyone thrives. Get top-down culture today, and let's reshape the future of leadership together. Greetings and welcome to this episode of Heartbeat for Hire. I'm delighted to bring our guest to you today. Ania Halama is a world traveler who has helped thousands of heart-centered individuals align with their ideal clients to attract wealth, health, love, mental health, and spiritual wealth. Ania started out working a corporate job that left her living paycheck to paycheck. Exhausted and worn out, she was limited to her dreams of a better life. Today, Ania is the #Millennial Manifester, spiritual mentor, plant medicine facilitator, integration coach, and intuitive digital artist. She's also an intuitive healer, Reiki master, angel healer, EFT certified practitioner, so many more things. She has been in Entrepreneur Magazine, where they listed her as a top millennial powerhouse, and US Reporter has listed Ania as one of the top 10 entrepreneurs to follow. She is a 2-time best-selling author of the books Rebel's Guide to Spirituality and Women Gone Wild, the Wealth Edition. She is the host of the Awaken Your Inner Alchemy podcast and is the founder of Expansion Alchemy. Ania, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Lyndsay. I'm excited to be here.
I'm thrilled to have you. And you and I got a little chance to catch up, so I know your story. But for those that haven't met you yet, would you share some of your background?
Yeah, my background started a long time ago. Well, I grew up with a lot of trauma, pretty much. Having to grow up really quickly because of childhood trauma. My dad was in a work accident when I was 10 years old. We were immigrants coming to the US. So I was the one going to legal offices, doctors' offices, translating all the things, doing all the things that no 10-year-old should really be doing. And which led me to have a ton of trauma around my father, around working, because I had to grow up really early, had to go to work really early. And I knew that I had to support my family in one way or another. So I took one graphic design class. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And this was in high school, and life just had a way of manifesting itself. I studied graphic design and marketing in college. I graduated at 19 years old, had my second degree at 22 years old, and I just started bringing in income and started working. And then I got really, really burnt out with stress of work, stress around my family, just life in general. Also, I was making like 6 figures at 19 years old, which I spent it on all the wrong things. So stress from like partying pretty much.
Oh my God.
And which led me to break down. My physical body was breaking down. I was very, very sick. Anxiety, depression, insomnia. I was going blind. Doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat anything. I was going to the bathroom once a month. Like, I was very, very sick. And that kind of led me to realize, like, if I don't have my health, I don't have anything else. And my health is the most important thing. So I went on this journey where I'm like, you know what? Screw everything else. I need to take care of myself. So one day I said, pretty much F everything, pretty much F everything. I went into my manager's office at the time. I quit my job, sold my car, sold my apartment, put everything in storage, bought a one-way ticket to Thailand. And I've pretty much been on that one-way ticket ever since. That journey has led me to unrealizingly finding myself. Like, I wasn't going to look for myself, but that's exactly what happened. I am so grateful of the person that I've become because of this leap of faith that I took. I started healing myself. And once I started healing myself, I healed all of my ailments without any Western medicine, pretty much, which is incredible. And I had so many things wrong with me. Like, if I can heal myself, I can help other people heal as well. I'm also a kind of person that once I like something, I study all of it. So I started studying law of attraction, Akashic Records, Reiki healing, all these different modalities, like Lyndsay said in the beginning, like my toolbox of different modalities, because what works for one person doesn't work for another. And I know that very well because I was the person that was going to doctor, to doctor, to doctor, to different practitioner, to like all these people. And not everyone could have helped me. A lot of them couldn't have. So having different techniques and different styles of working might help someone. Trying out what works for you. I found what works for me. And now I'm very passionate about helping other people work with them, working with other people. So to find what works for them. And along those journeys, I had and this goes a little bit into like my resilience and expansion alchemy, which is my brand new baby. I'm super excited about. Along that path, I got very into plant medicines. I came to Colombia, and that's where I live at the moment. I've been here for 5.5 years already. Found plant medicines, and I facilitate plant medicines. I was telling Lyndsay last time we were on a call, I'm actually going to the jungle next month to get initiated into an ayahuasca tribe, because that is a passion of mine. That helped me so much. I also facilitate other plant medicines as well. But the way kind of expansion alchemy came about, which is like a backbone, or an early bone, I should say, of my retreats that I host in Colombia. So I had a very successful, beautiful spiritual business, coaching so many amazing people. And like a big thing happened, which we'll dive into a little bit later. I think it's too early right now to share that.
Yeah. We got to unpack some of those good nuggets that you gave
for now.
So yeah, we'll definitely hit on that. But so I just want to hit on your realization that you were doing it wrong. And really, there are so many people that are so stressed out in this country, especially folks in corporate and in leadership positions. What is your advice for checking on yourself and seeing if you need a break or if you need an alternative healing modality? Like what's your advice for someone? Because that's so prevalent right now.
First off, slow down. The reason why people have anxiety, people have stress, is because us in America, in Western cultures, we're go, go, go. We're hustle mentality, very masculine. We're constantly going. If you're constantly going, you don't have a minute to think about all the subtleties, all the beauty that can be happening. Mm-hmm. So slow down, whether that is connecting to spirit, whether that's meditating, whether that's praying, whether that's going outside on a walk, whatever works for you. Again, what works for one person doesn't work forever. Me, I love walking. Someone else might like running. For me, it's not for me. No, I'd much rather walk. Much rather do a walking meditation, a meditation in my bed, like sitting upright, whatever. Some people like to run, whatever. Do what works for you. Just slow down. Yeah. I had a really profound a journey while on an ayahuasca trip. And again, I've suffered from anxiety and depression for over 10 years. And Mama Aya told me, like, the reason that people have anxiety, what anxiety is constantly being stuck in your head. Yeah. If we learn to quiet our minds, which is what meditation is, if we learn to quiet our minds, there is no room for anxiety. There's no room for depression, because you're quieting your mind and all of that jibber jabber that's going on in your head isn't happening. So it's quiet, and you're filling your soul, and you're connecting to yourself, connecting to your higher power. Me, once I got on a regular meditation regimen, 85% of my problems were fixed. My anxiety gone, my insomnia gone, my depression gone, because I learned to quiet that mind. So slow down and learn to quiet your mind.
Good advice. I think, it's such a widely talked about topic right now. I mean, Oprah loves meditating. I think she kind of helped mainstream it. And it's just, I talk to more and more leaders who are really embracing that practice. And I certainly know what quieting your mind has done for me. And I also understand what living with intention has done. So, I mean, you did that wholeheartedly. So you went to Thailand, and what happened? Where did it take you next?
Yeah, so I lived in Thailand for about a year and I traveled all around Southeast Asia. I was meeting all of these incredible people, all of these digital nomads before digital nomad was a thing. I was one of them. And I started going to meditation classes more often, yoga classes. I've been practicing yoga for over 15 years now, but like living in America, yoga classes cost $20 a class. In Thailand, they're like $5 a class. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So life was a lot more inexpensive. So I was doing these things more regularly. And started meeting a lot of people, learning a lot of things. Then life took me to Europe, lived in Europe for a bit. Then I was living in Panama and went on a cruise in Panama while I was living in Panama from the US. And on that cruise, I met an old partner of mine. And he had a very dialed in spiritual practice. He's been on a spiritual journey for 20 years already. And he never like instilled it into me, but he never forced it. But it like, I looked up to it. Like every day he woke up and he meditated. He was very, very regiment, like very masculine. I just like, we need to do this. And it kind of instilled that in me as well. I was like, okay, if he's waking up, he's going to meditate. I might as well do the same thing. And he was an EFT tapping practitioner. He did NLP, a whole bunch of different modalities. And like that's really when I started learning about all of these different practices. I'm like, this stuff is incredible. We ended up parting ways a few years ago, but I'm so grateful for that relationship as well. I learned so much. I grew so much. I have a lot of the person that I am today to thank for that relationship.
Well, I have to imagine the people left behind your Eat, Pray, Love journey had to be worried about you, B, questioning, because it's not something that most people can understand. And as a parent, if my child said, I'm just going to Thailand on a one-way ticket, I'd be like, I'm sorry, what? So like, how did you deal with the people that you left behind? I mean, I know you didn't leave them behind, but left behind on your physical journey.
Yeah, so I always say, so there's always going to be naysayers in your life. People that are going to be like, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. You like, what if you get hurt? What if like you don't know the language? What if whatever happens? And I just turn around and tell them, but what if I have fun? What if I find myself? What if I find love? What if I love it and move to a new country? And like, that kind of shut my parents up a little bit. Also, my parents were immigrants. They literally left their home country when they were 20 years old with a 3-year-old. Like, you have nothing to say to me.
Right.
I believe grown adults, 20 something, no kids, not married. So,
oh my gosh. So who do you coach? Who comes to you for counsel and treatment and all of your modalities that you implement?
So I teach both men and women. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching through Expansion Alchemy. So my one-on-one clients will, most of them, I focus on either getting past any kind of traumas that they have, any kind of limiting beliefs, so lots of law of attraction work, just trying to get that better life, whatever that may be. I personalize all of the one-on-one stuff that I do because again, what fits for one person doesn't work for everyone. And I do either 8-week or 12-week sessions with them. And then obviously we'll reevaluate if we need more. If they want more, then we can continue. And then Expansion Alchemy, my group coaching stuff. So Expansion Alchemy is a divine school, a virtual school in the realms of personal development, health, relationships, spirituality, and business. And we have 12 teachers on staff, and myself being one of them. So you get 12 classes from all different teachers in all of those different subjects. And we're bringing it into corporations, into the corporate world as a mental wellness benefit for employees.
So cool. I mean, anytime people want to bring alternative ways of thinking, of behavior, I'm always a fan. I'm trying to transform leadership as we know it. So the old tired ways have got to go, and we've got to give people new tools and new ways of coping. So I love that you're doing that. And I love it that it's being embraced. I think that's really cool. So let's go back to the juicy moment where everything changed, because I think this is the perfect time for you to go there.
It is, yes. So Earlier last year, I literally felt like I was on top of the world. Life was incredible. I had an amazing coaching business. I had tons of one-on-one clients. I had a two group coaching cohorts as well. Like it was incredible. I just finished my second book. We were on book tour. The second book is a co-authored book series. So there's multiple authors, 10, 15 authors in the book. We were on book tour. I had an 80-foot Times Square billboards, like seeing myself this massive. It was incredible. So the book tour went Vegas, LA, New York, Costa Rica, all over, like incredible. Came back from book tour and I got hacked. I lost my entire business. I lost my website. I lost all of my contacts. I lost 35,000 email subscribers.
Oh.
I lost 400 pieces of video content I've ever recorded, all just gone out of thin air, vanished. Which led me to 2 months of trying to get everything back, constantly being on the phones with my hosting providers, my website, the people that work with me, like what the heck is going on? Followed by 2 months of having a complete mental breakdown again, questioning myself, doubting myself, like, is this my path? Should I be coaching anymore? Should I be teaching this? Like, maybe there's a higher reason why this happened. Like, what is going on? And so I did what I knew how to do best, and I meditated. So I was in a 4 hour long meditation. And in that meditation, two things came to me. The first thing was, you need a complete rebrand. You are not the same person that you portrayed yourself online to be. Like, that old version of you is gone. The way that I teach is different. The way that I speak is different. The people that are attracted to me is very different. Like, you just need a complete rebrand. And I'm like, yeah, like a rebrand, it just takes a lot of energy and time. And oh, it's just a lot of work. So I'm like, that's like a back burner thing. Okay. A second thing that came to me was Expansion Alchemy. Literally, the name, the colors, the branding, the logo, what teachers and partners I want on it, the payment methods, like the subscription model, everything was given to me. And so I spent the next couple of months working up Expansion Alchemy. We launched early this year, and it is incredible. Last month, while I was traveling in the US, I just came back to Medellin 2 days ago, pretty much. I was in the US for 6 weeks. The first week that I was there, Expansion Alchemy received our first award. We received a Brilliance in Healthcare Award, which is so incredible. I'm so proud of that. And I just launched a magazine last week as well. An Expansion Alchemy magazine. It's just so beautiful to look back. Like, just a year ago, I got hacked, have a complete mental breakdown, how far I've actually come. The message that came from that meditation was collaboration, not competition.
Oh,
You don't
I love
have to
that.
build businesses by yourself anymore. You don't have to do things by yourself. Why not collaborate with other people, work alongside other people, and help even more people? The way I teach resonates with some people. The way you teach, Lyndsay, resonates with other people. Why not work together and
Oh my
reach a
God.
much wider audience?
Anya, I love that you said that. And I think that is such a critical thing for people to remember. And I think women, especially, we've been taught to be pitted against each other. And I think that's changing. But I really do believe, and I'm absolute an example of this, when you work with people that complement you, you multiply your fortune. And
together we are stronger.
it's so true. It's so true. I just love that you said that. I mean, I have a partner that I met on LinkedIn, and she and I built the Sell Me Your Story workshop together, and we have different strengths that we brought to the table together. And if I looked at her as a competitor, that would never have happened. So staying open and really recognizing what those strengths are and putting them together. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
And I love that one of my missions with Expansion Alchemy is to bring it into corporations. We're working on bringing it into corporations at the moment. We just received a corporate award. Amazing. But I think there's a lot of reprogramming that needs to be done in the corporate world, especially because they always want to one up. I'm getting to the next position. I want to climb the corporate ladder, always going up. why not collaborate and use that as an incentive and help more people that way? Sure, the next promotion will come, the next title will come, the next money will come. Who cares about that though? What are you really here to be in service of? How are we really coming together and helping more people?
Yeah, I think you just hit on something that's pretty interesting, and that is this construct of climbing and constantly, moving along the ladder, moving up the ladder is this necessary thing. And I think people are looking at business differently now. I think people are recognizing, yeah, it's good for me to have a corporate job and a side hustle or multiple side hustles. And I just think our landscape is changing dramatically, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I think people are really starting to think about business differently. And part of that is the influence of diversity and having more women on boards, having more women in leadership positions, and recognizing there isn't only one way to do something. So I love
that.
Yeah, right. So talk a little bit about what is a millennial manifester.
I'm a millennial, obviously. I've always, it was funny. I'm in a manifesting mastermind right now. We have calls every Monday. I just had a call this morning, and she was saying like, oh, sometimes like if you're feeling bad, just smile. And I'm like, I literally have a permanent smile on my face no matter what. So I've been manifesting my entire life, even before I knew what manifestation was. And things would just always work out for me. Like even when I was sick, even when I was going through trauma with my dad, even when like just shit happened, life happened, like I always had a smile on my face. I knew that no matter what, like God's got me, I've got myself, something good is going to happen from that. And then I started learning about the law of attraction and actual manifestation. And I'm like, wait, I can actually control this? Like I have the power to do that? Better. Oh my gosh, Lyndsay, like the stuff that I've been manifesting into my life is like, I'm constantly living in what the fuck is life? Like, is this real? And I love that feeling. Like, I just got I'm working on a third book right now. I just got a huge deal with someone that I met at the Heal conference that I was at that's going to help me with the research for that book. I just went to Burning Man, which was a complete whim. I was serving medicine at Burning Man, like actual ancestral medicine. I'm going to the jungle to study ayahuasca. Like, what the fuck is life?
Oh, it's so cool. I love that you're just following your heart, and you're really listening, and you're surrounding yourself with great people. And going back to the whole hacking thing, first of all, super traumatic, very frightening. But what a gift, and well done for recognizing that's what it was, because so many other people would be just destitute and like, I guess I have to start over, and questioning everything. And you kind of said this is the end of this chapter and this is the beginning of a new chapter.
Exactly. There's always light at the end of every tunnel. There's always a light. Like, don't give up on yourself. Like, don't give up on that dream you might have, whatever. Like, if something happens, that's probably a silver lining. That's probably good that something bad happened, whether it's your business getting hacked, your wife leaving you, your husband leaving you, you losing that job. Like, stuff happens for a reason. And yeah, part of being a millennial manifestor, or just a manifestor in general, is knowing that good stuff is going to come to you. Like, just always feel better, always know that greatness is around the corner. Because the second we start thinking, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so depressed that this has happened, like, that's when life starts turning upside down for you and more bad stuff happens to you. So if you can constantly, and it's hard, like, don't get me wrong, it's hard to live in constant flow. And like, I'm human at the end of the day. I have bad days. I have days I want to cry. I have days that I get like panic attack here and there. But like, if more good days happen for you and more of that like smile on your face, like, great things are going to happen. You just have to have that faith within yourself that like, you've got this.
So what's next for you? I know you're working on book number 3. And
book number 3, I am going to ayahuasca school. So the book is all about ayahuasca. So a big part of it I'm going to write.
And for those that don't know what ayahuasca is, because there are people that don't, can you explain?
Yeah, so ayahuasca is a sacred brew from the Amazons, in Peru, Colombia, Brazil, mostly grown over there. It's a psychedelic brew that helps to really get into the deep core of any kind of traumas, any kind of pains, any kind of anything that you want to get rid of. Like sitting with ayahuasca 3 days is considered as like 20 years of therapy.
Yeah.
It really goes into the deep roots of what is going on. She shows you, and I say she as like the spirit of ayahuasca. Some people think it's male, some people think it's female, some people think it's nothing. Like I consider it a female spirit, so I say she. So she will really go into and show you different perspectives that you might have never experienced. For example, when I first drank, I've been working with the medicine for 6 years now, and I've had a calling for it. And really, if you have a calling for it, then take up on that calling. It is not for everyone. Do your due diligence, do your discretion beforehand. It is not for everyone. But if you have that calling, listen to that calling. I had the calling for 5 years before I ever drank the medicine. It's actually a beautiful story how it happened. Like I kept hearing ayahuasca. I need to go to Colombia. I need to go to do ayahuasca, like hearing this calling, but I was so afraid. I had the biggest ego in my 20s.
And it's not like taking a pill and you're going into a scarf. Like,
oh
it's
yeah,
seriously intense.
it is intense. It is intense in the body. Like you have to be on a diet for 2 weeks beforehand. You purge. You're going into the jungle. Like who knows what your living conditions are going to be at? Like, and you have no idea what to expect. Like I was so afraid. Also, always heard that she attacks the ego first. So like my ego was massive back then. So I'm like, what is she gonna show me? Who am I gonna like? What am I gonna? I don't know. And I came to Medellin. The first week that I was in Medellin, I was in a conscious cannabis ceremony, and I'm in the ceremony, and for hours, good versus evil in my head, like who I am, all the thoughts, all the people that I've hurt, all the bad decisions that I've made in my life, just like complete deterioration of my ego in a cannabis ceremony. I'm like, I've never expected that. I go into the bathroom and I'm washing my hands. And this is the first time I've ever audibly heard spirit talk to me. I'm very clairvoyant, very claircognizant. Very rarely I hear spirit talk to me audibly. And I heard spirit say, "You're ready." And I'm like looking around, I'm like, what am I ready for? Like, who is that? Who said that? The very next day, a friend of mine, the first person that I met in Medellin a week beforehand, texted me. He's like, "I'm going to an ayahuasca ceremony. Do you want to come?" I'm like, "I'm ready. Yes." So that was my journey with ayahuasca. So if you have that calling, listen to it. Yes, it's frightening. Sometimes, like literally every time I go up and get a cup now, like I'm like, oh, what is going to happen? But again, I have that trust that she's got me. Like I am protected. I am here for a reason, and ayahuasca is one of my big purposes on this planet. So ayahuasca school, I'm getting initiated into a tribe so I can facilitate. I do have a healing center here in Colombia. So once I'm back from learning how to facilitate, I'm working with a shaman as well, because I'm not a shaman. A short little blonde girl from Poland, grew up in Chicago, should not be a shaman, but but I will be facilitating ayahuasca retreats as well as starting the next year. So ayahuasca school, I just committed to a TED Talk on ayahuasca as well, which I'm really excited about. My brand new book, it's called Ayahuasca Saved My Life. So that will be coming out soon. And it's mixing the science with the spirituality. Wow. Right now, many of the books on ayahuasca are all these crazy woo-woo journeys that people go on. But like what actually happens to the body? What happens to your blood composition? What happens to the DNA in your body that people are healing diseases? One of my friends healed Lyme disease with ayahuasca. I know someone that was on heroin for 20 years, all of a sudden did ayahuasca and then didn't need to do heroin ever again. Like what is really happening in your body that people are able to heal and cure and be better?
It's incredible. So that is just amazing, and good luck. And I'm so happy for you. I think it's what everybody needs is a guide like you to take them through this process, because like you said, it is scary. There's a lot of unknown and it's hardcore. It's not like for the faint of heart. So shifting gears a little, what inspires you?
People like you inspire me, and all of the listeners. Like, if I get messages constantly, DMs, emails, like telling me like my stories inspire that, and that just makes me want to do more. I am inspired by beauty, by love, by nature, by like just being a good person. Like, we need more of that in the world.
Truth. And what would you like your legacy to be?
I would like to be remembered as someone who's constantly has a positive vibration to them, like that has that constant smile. Like I said, I have a perma smile always on my face, and I have a great smile. But someone that like is constantly positive, that no matter what, like I am the go-to person to uplift someone, and I know something good is going to come out of it.
Oh, I love that. Well, you, my friend, are well on your way with that legacy, and you do have a great smile. Thank you for sharing all of this with this audience. I mean, I learned so much, and I'm definitely going to look for your books. And how do people find you?
Yeah, so I'm on social media pretty much everywhere at Ania Halama or Ania Travels. My Instagram is Ania Travels. Everywhere else is Ania Halama. My website's Ania Halama. And then you can also check out Expansion Alchemy. And that's expansion with an X, not an EX.
Got it. Well, we will share those socials, and you've been a delight. Thank you for being on the show. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Heartbeat for Hire, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for listening to Heartbeat for Hire. If you like what you hear, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and leave a 5-star review. To keep the conversation going, you can find me on Insta or at LinkedIn at Lyndsay Dowd, H4H. Or you can reach me at my website, heartbeatforhire.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.